Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm making a batch of granola today, and I want to show you some products that we have that are super clean and great to use in your kitchen. I'm going to be using this glass small batter bowl, stainless mixing bowl. We've got stainless steel scoops, small prep bowls, and I'm going to be baking it on our Pampered Chef large bar pan. This is a really clean way to cook. Your stone bar pans are made here in the US. They get better with time, and the more you use them, the darker they get because they become seasoned. So to make this healthy granola, we're gonna start first with some applesauce. I made this in my deluxe cooking blender, which is another must-have if you like to cook clean. The blender is made of glass, and all that this is fresh apples, and I put a little bit of water and I hit the sauce button on the blender and it made it like this. I freeze it in half-cup increments, so when I need it for a recipe, I'm ready to go. This is pure Vermont maple syrup from my parents' farm. We need a 1/4 cup of that. I love cooking with maple syrup. It's a very clean sugar. It is still sugar, but it's raw and unprocessed. And then to this, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Now you can do sun butter if you want to. So if you like to make granola because you need to control your ingredients, you can use a nut-free version if you want to. I use my cooking blender to make my own peanut butter. I just use dry roasted, unsalted nuts and a little bit of sea salt. I push the grind button and this is what comes out. Super clean. Again, no weird oils or sugars added. Okay, so you're gonna blend it all together. This is our stainless steel whisk. This is probably the last whisk you will ever need in your life. I like to blend all these wet ingredients before I add it to my dry ingredients. Just a teaspoon of each. Measure your cinnamon first. That way you won't have a wet spoon when you go to measure your vanilla. Okay. Have you made granola before? What are the must-have ingredients for your family? I like that this one doesn't have oils in it. And again, the only sweetener is that maple syrup. Okay, now let's get our dry ingredients ready. So here I'm using rolled oats. These are just old-fashioned oats. You probably shouldn't use quick oats for something like this because it is too fine. So to this, we'll go ahead and add some nuts. I like to use slivered almonds, but you could do walnuts or pecans if you wanted to. And then I like to add a little scoop of sunflower seeds. Now I use raw, they're roasted but unsalted sunflower seeds. Seeds are so good for you. Same thing with pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds. I get the roasted but unsalted kind. I'll just put a 1/2 cup of each. And when you're using things like dry fruit or coconut, you're gonna keep those separated and you're not gonna add them in until the end, otherwise they will burn. Okay, so you can measure them, but just set them off to the side. All right, and now we're ready to add our wet ingredients. I don't know how you like to have granola, but one of my favorite ways is to put it on top of yogurt, which again, I can make in my deluxe multi-cooker. And it's super delicious. I'll add some fresh berries, some yogurt, and granola, and it's a really satisfying snack or even breakfast. Okay, you don't need to do anything to your bar pan. You don't need any oil. You don't need parchment paper. Just dump it all on there. This is gonna bake for a total of 30 minutes at 300 degrees. So it's a low oven and you'll wanna stir it every 10 minutes. Your house is gonna smell so good. The granola is all done. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the raisins and the coconut. You can use craisins if you want or other mixed dried fruits. I love raisins because it gives that little bit of sweetness. the coconut is unsweetened. It's real important, I think, to make a clean granola to not use the sweetened kind. It's just plain granola. Okay, so you're gonna let this sit on the bar pan until it is completely cooled. And you'll notice that it actually crisps up as it cools.